conversation I had with one of my friends, about how we used to date girls back in the days, and you know, the changes that we're seeing now with younger people is just pretty interesting to to think about what we used to do. I remember me and my boy, we used to call each other on the phone like, yo, who coming over tonight? And we used to like make CDs and shit and put all the 112 songs, all the Avant songs, all the R. Kelly's and Tyrese and all of that shit, and go to the store together, the Korean store, and buy fruits and strawberries. And we used to do it crazy. Like, we was really excited about those nights. And even before that, I was thinking about how we didn't have any cell phones and any texting technology, no social sites. I mean, we had dial-up for internet, and probably the most modern thing was Brooklyn Cuties on AOL chat and Black Planet and all that other bullshit. But I mean, we had house phones, and the house phones had minutes. So if you did speak to a girl, it had to be substantial conversation. You had to ask all the questions. I mean, those are substantial conversations. Even if you seen her all day in school, you would come home and talk to her all evening. And right before 6:30, before our parents got home, we would have to hang up the phone. And it was just, it was a lot different. And even calling her house, you had to have manners. And, because more than likely, her mother or her father would pick up the phone. And I remember being so nervous, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really had to like a girl to put yourself through that gauntlet. How you doing, Mr. Johnson? Is Tiffany home? Hold on, you had that mean voice and shit. You'd be like, oh my God, your father hates me. And I just remember it being a lot different. I even remember my mother used to drive me to a girl's house, meet their parents, and I remember I'll have this nice collar shirt with a tie and everything like that, and we'll have a formal introduction, and they'll cook for us, and parents got involved in dating, and it was dope. And I see now, obviously, there's so much social sites. All these kids got cell phones, and all you gotta do is send a little dick picture, a little ass or titty picture, and they pretty much setting up having sex with each other before they even have a real conversation. No parents screen these things anymore. It's impossible to stop it. There's no way to, get it back. So, no wonder we're moving forward. We're not seeing those families and weddings and just constant babies all the time, And, I just think there's a lot of significance that technology, handheld technology, has as far as dating and how we're just breaking up socially. Like, everything is just in disarray right now because, it's just so easy to sell sex and exchange sexual interests rather than actually getting to know somebody. And I remember, back then, if you broke up with a chick, she did not talk to no other nigga for like 6 to 8 months. And having sex with somebody else was unthinkable. But now, forget it. Like, after a couple of weeks, she got another boo fucking somebody else, you know what I mean? And now women are able to have sex with 2 and 3 guys at the same time, where before, women never used to do stuff like that. And, a lot of things is just changing. Everything is sexy. Everything is money. Everything is blah, 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 blah. But I was just thinking about that shit, and I just, I miss the innocence and, meeting a girl. It was really exciting, and now it's just like, ugh, I wonder how long she's gonna stick around now, it's mad different. But, it was just a little thought I had.